African American life is not one big ball of misery. And I think you can see in this film, at least I hope you can, kind of the complexity of what was going on in this time period and what we mean when we say driving while black. So African Americans are wanting to go out on vacation and having a wonderful time and going to beaches and going to hotels and going to restaurants and really enjoying their lives. And it's a story about the growth of the black middle class. And it's also, and it's perhaps not quite there yet, it's a story about how the automobile becomes a tool in the civil rights movement and the really important role that the automobile plays in the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement wouldn't have been effective without the automobile. So it's a very complex and very broad story. It's not just about the dangers of the road. And we were hoping that the movie, and I was glad to hear people laughing, because there are funny moments and there are very happy moments, and the music is very upbeat, and it's a very complicated story, and I hope that comes through.
It does. I think it ends so powerfully. You forget for a minute the earlier, yeah.
No, but I think, just to echo, Gretchen, what you're saying, that the movie will really, this amazing, it wasn't just that guides like the Green Book connected places that already existed. It grew places that had not existed before. It amplified places that were already there. And so the network, the kind of physical, cultural network that came into existence because of the automobile and the guides that made, navigating the space, more possible. The culture, the Marsalis family alone, you could do a 2-hour film about the Marsalis, motel long before there was a Winton. And the way in which, if you were driving across country and taking the southern route, you were going to stop by the Marsalis family motel, and it was a extraordinary, vibrant place. And one of the great ironies of the civil rights movement is that once it was enforceably illegal to comport a society along the guidelines of separate but equal, inevitably it was not white people who then started going to the black enterprises. Black Americans began to be able to move out and frequent white Americans, and so the number white businesses, and so the number of places in the Green Book have diminished, as nobody in the country knows this better than Gretchen, over the last 40 years. And there's a kind of a deep poignance to anybody who looks into the history about how it almost had to fall by the wayside.
Well, and that entire story of black entrepreneurship is so important to this story, and the automobile, the civil rights legislation basically ends all of those businesses. It's very sad.